Hi, Nadia. Oh my gosh, I had a terrible time sleeping last night too. I've had actually, it hasn't been easy the past few nights. I don't know. We haven't had any new X-wares, but I know they're out there. Anyway, so far it looks like it's just you and me. Which is just fine. Just fine. So, welcome to the second Sunday in February. It's February 8th. 8th. You know, the infinity symbol. 2 plus 8 equals 10. And add the 20, that makes it 30. And then that makes it 56, which reduces to an 11. It's an 11 day. Yay. That's a good portal day. It's an 11 day. What shall we do with this day? Well, I know one thing for sure. I've been still dreaming dreams where I'm in old structures. Now, by old, I don't mean from the 1800s or early 1900s. I mean abandoned malls, because there's so many of them, and abandoned high schools. And they're always being converted into a conglomerate type of lifestyle where everything is available to you. You have your groceries, you have your miscellaneous and hardware and all of that. And then there's apartments. And the apartments are nice sizes. They're not little squishy things. And it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to live there. And I keep feeling like that is a projection being given to me. So it is a prediction of the future. And this age of Aquarius will be much more communal, such as life on Andromeda. And so, since so many of us here have our star seeds from Andromeda, we are getting back to the community based. Hello, Angela. How are you? And Annie Bear, good to see you. And who else came in? Barbara Berkman, good morning. Good morning. Blessings, everybody. Yes. Paul Freed, hi, hon. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well. Let's see what we have to say. It's so good to be back home. I bet. Can't be live. Liam's birthday is tomorrow. He will be 17 years old. Where did the time go? Tell me. My baby is 42. My youngest child is 42 years old. How can that be? I'm only 34. How did that happen? Oh, well, anyway. Oh, off stage. There we go. Anyways, who else has snuck in on me here? Well, we're off to a good start. So welcome. I just got done doing the math for today. So today's an 11 day. What a great portal day. Because last week was the beginning of the season of Imalt. So I didn't do the brownie book. And one of the things that I want to do is every month, I'm so excited to have this book, if you missed it for January. And it's a first edition. It's falling apart. So I'm trying to figure out ways to fix it without losing its ambiance. Because there are still people out there who like to collect books. And so I thought I'd bring a show and tell. I love antiques and I love toys, especially antique dolls. So I wanted to show you my 3 antique brownies from the era that book was published in 1893. And in 1892, the stories had begun to be written. So this is a brownie from 1892. This one is also circa 1892-93. And these are characters from the book. There are many characters that are named in these books, not just the community, which is, I love the elementals, all of them. And I love the brownies. They have this fabulous reputation. They are earthbound. They are that is why they're called brownies. Don't confuse it with the overwoke people who try to say things like it was, an insult. No, it wasn't meant. They were brownies long, long, long before. And this one is from 1910. It's a silk stocking in which they're made. So I'm very tickled to have these 3. This poor guy, I have to fix his head. But there is a straight pin. Oh, there. Can you see that straight pin in there? This too is a silk stocking. That straight pin has probably been there since 1920. So I have to do something to fix his head a little bit. But that's my show and tell with my three brownies, antique brownies. And I collect a lot of things. So let me get the cards out, and the card that is reference to the February page. And let me see what it has to say, and then I'll show you the pictures. For February, the brownies say, well, maybe I can show you since it's already broken up. When the ice has cooled, lake and stream. Oh, I better do this with my little handy little, because now I'm in the dark, right? When ice is cooled, lake and stream, and skating is the common theme, of which the youthful people speak by night and day from week to week, the brownies are not left behind, but manage well their sport to find, and keep it up till ice grows thin, and daring skaters tumble in. This February brings delight to cunning brownies every night. Could you hear that? Can someone let me know if you heard that? Okay, good. Okay, because then I won't repeat it. Okay, so there they are falling in, but they're rescuing each other. Brownies take care of each other. I love it. I love it. I love it. And in the deck, it's thin ice. Now, that's a portal to the water world, right? So that's kind of interesting that this all worked out for this day. Let's draw a couple more cards and see what they have to say about this thin ice. Because if we think about it, it might be the midwinter thaw in a couple of places, though not here where I am. It's definitely frozen solid. My poor little girl had to go outside twice, and the second time she went out, she daunted far too long, and She was pretty cold when she came in. By far too long, I mean like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So the next card we get is perversity of it all. Oh, isn't there a lot of that in the news? How worldwide it is. How worldwide it is. Arrival. We are on the precipice. There is no doubt about it. We are on the precipice. Let's take one more from the top and then look at the rising energy. The tempest tossed. Yep. There is definitely a tempest going on worldwide, not just in this country. I'm almost ready to move to Canada. The rising energy is still the conflict. Still the conflict. We have to fight for what we want, right? We have to, what's that song? Fight for the right to party. Be the party you want to be. Be the party you want to see. All right, that's good enough for now. So I'm anticipating spring and being healthy and getting up my greenhouse. Now I have one of those, it's a decent size, one of those Visqueen type things that you just zip up. But it is definitely on its last legs. The zipper is kind of ripped a little bit. I mean, it still works. But I also have some antique windows out there. And I call them antiques because they're from my house in Virginia, so they're precious to me. But that house was built in 1969, so we're talking, we're going on 75 years. 60-year-old house. Somebody do the math for me. It's too early. Anyway, I have 6 of them out there, and I want to use them on the bright side of building my own greenhouse. And those would be the windows that would not be movable. And then, of course, figure out how to do something else. It doesn't have to be big. I mean, a half an acre is a lot of property, but I don't have that much property to go crazy. But I would like to grow more herbs and more flowers. I've given up on the vegetable stuff. I don't know if the soil is just beat up and it might take too much, and fertilizer is not a good thing for the waters around here, because when it gets into the waters, it causes those algae blooms and stuff like that. So, and it's what's killing the coral reefs off the coast of California and everywhere, wherever there's a coral reef, right? So anyway, thinking about that this morning and what a portal that can be. I've had some outrageous things happen even in that good old zippered up thing. What do we have to say here? Hi, Rossi. Get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Awesome. Good job. Good song to pull out this morning. Oh, Allie and I are doing a show tomorrow about protest songs. I believe it's 5 p.m. Eastern time. And tonight I'll be on with Valerie Bradshaw, Illumination Portal, and we'll be doing, we've started doing shows on Sundays for the moon, for the phases, and reading cards a little bit too. That's awesome. Hi, Barb. What do you know this morning? I was gifted an upright hydroponic planter. Ooh, nice. Nice. I've been wanting one of those too, but I've got to figure out where to put it in this house. I'm going to start my garden plants in it and then replace it with salad. Yes, that's a great idea. I've seen so many of those like that. And I do have a nice picture window in my kitchen. The kitchen's decent size, but it's not big. Like if I could knock out a wall or two, but that's for the future. That's for the future. Anybody else have portal dreams on this day? I know it's like, what have I missed? Angela, cream of wheat. Oh my God, that was my favorite. I don't like oatmeal, though I use oat milk. But it's not that I don't like it, it's just that it explodes in my belly. But cream of wheat, that was a special, special morning, spending the night with Nana and Grandpa. And Grandpa would be on the stove cooking it no matter what time of year. And they always made it with milk, not water, and sprinkled a little salt and then cinnamon and a big pat of butter on the bowl and maple syrup. And oh, and I just love that tiny grain. I love quinoa for the same reason. I love that tiny grain. Love that tiny grain. So I don't see her here. Leah, I don't see you this morning, but I wanted to talk about Mercury because she had asked about the background of planets and the stories that go with the gods. So let me reach for my notes just in case I forget. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. That's why I'm talking to him about him because he's the third rulership. And he also is the ruler of Virgo, but we'll talk about him when we get to Virgo in a different realm. So today, I just wanted to address that as Mercury, he's a Roman god. As Hermes, he's the Greek god. He is the son of Jupiter and Maya. Maya, I think it's hard to say. Maia, Maya. And she was the daughter of Atlas. And so he is one of the youngest of the 12 deities um, in the Roman pantheon, in the Olympic pantheon. Olympic. It must be Olympia time. Where did I put this? Here it is. Just so I can read my notes and make sure I don't miss anything. Yes, yes. Okay. So he has a long list of what he is the god of. But first and foremost, he was celebrated as the god of commerce and was in the beginning was often shown carrying a purse. And yeah, there are a lot of entrepreneurs that own small businesses that are ruled by the planet Mercury. Either they have a strong Gemini or a strong Virgo, and it is about the communication that's involved. And how many of them are fantastic salesmen? When I look at my Gemini relatives and I know their history and stuff, it's like, oh yeah, that all makes sense. That all makes sense. And so their businesses often survive themselves and can be successful. So as Hermes, he became the messenger and the herald of the of the gods and the guide to the underworld. This is when we say that he's a psychopomp because he would take the souls who had to go to the underworld. So he can talk to Pluto. He's the psychopomp who goes down there and comes back unscathed by what he may see or what he may have to tell in the way of truth. He's the Quicksilver Messenger. And back in the 60s, 70s, there was a band, Quicksilver Messenger Service. Loved their music. And the Silver Surfer. I He was my favorite Marvel. And I had a Silver Surfer with his surfboard till my dog, puppy dog, ate it up. I'm sure it was uncomfortable coming out. And I'm talking about Gloria. But Joe Satriani, fantastic musician. His ability to play always reminds me of Mercury. And he did do an album called Surfing with the Alien. So if you want some good old fashioned heavy metal, blah blah, bang your head, go look up Joe Satriani or Quicksilver Messenger Service too. So as a Roman god, he is the god of boundaries, commerce, communication, divination, eloquence, capital gain, money, language, luck, thieves and gambling, travelers and trickery, magic, and he holds the seduceus. I often call it seduces. I've heard it pronounced both ways. And he holds it in his left hand. And it was at first, it was a gift given to Hermes as a magic wand. But then it graduated into the seduces that has the snakes wrapped around it for medicine. And you know, medicine is a magic of sorts. Even modern medicine has its roots in what was considered magic, understanding plant life, which this all brought me to, I can't wait. I gotta figure out how can I get more windows without paying an arm and a leg for those, because now wood frame windows, you go to buy them and sometimes they're outrageously priced. And what kind of wood and how to go about this. And it doesn't have to be very big. It's just got to have a good ventilation system and, set up to be a good greenhouse and not one that just sweats like crazy, because that plastic bag thing, that really gets hot, really gets hot. If I'm not on it and watering twice a day sometimes in the smaller pots, I can burn up my little baby starts. So let's see what else. Well, and okay, so then it became intertwined, and it was Hermes who has the wings on his helmet and on his shoes. And so that became the ultimate way to see Mercury as a god, with his winged helmet, and he is the messenger. And call on Mercury when you're driving in your car for protection. And what I have done, the symbol for Mercury, we have the complete circle. Remember, we've been touching on these things a little bit. So we have the complete circle. And on the top of his head, he carries an ark. It's not bull horns, it's the ark of receptivity, right? And he is above, and we have the line of horizon, and he goes into the lower worlds, into Hades, into the under realms, and is able to come back unscathed and receive more messages and pass them on to those below, to those on the middle world or on the top of the earth. So if you take that symbol, just draw it on a piece of paper and put it under your driver's seat, put it under your chair of divination. It's a powerful symbol. All of these symbols are powerful symbols. They are sigils. You need to remember that. They call in the magic of that god or goddess, and help you just like our crystals help us. And don't forget, you can create your own sigils. You can create your own sigils. Let's see. I want garden beds with a window. I love that. That opens up towards the sky. So a piece of kindling can be used to cool things off as needed. Yeah, I get you. I understand exactly what you say. You know, there's a place, a website, and I love going there and dreaming because they've got greenhouses. It's called Backyard. Type in backyard greenhouses and it'll come up. Anyways, they have some really cool stuff. And it's a great place to go for ideas. And actually, they have a prefab greenhouse that isn't, it isn't, it was $1,200 last year. But considering that all the materials you get, including a fan, including the wiring, if you want to hook it up so that you can, run that fan electrically. Anyway, I digress. It's a good place. And just looking at them online and on Pinterest gives you all kinds of ideas on how to go about building one for yourself. Hi, Jax. How are you this morning? Love this today. Esther told me she has a Hermes altar. Fabulous. And in her old room, that was stuff Kathy wouldn't give her. A few weekends ago, we worked on making a place for a new altar for her. Awesome. Very good. Exactly. You know, and he's Hermes, and that means he likes company, so he's willing to share his altar. And don't forget, Gemini is the sign of the twins. Virgo doesn't has a takes care of the internal organs, such as the spleen and the upper intestines and that part of the body. So there is a sense of duality in the back and forth. Anyway, I digress. I'm going beyond what I should be talking about because I wasn't prepared to say all that. Anyway, let's see. I don't know if she ever read The Lightning Thief, but I did. Mercury in that series was the god of all the kids who other demigods didn't place claim over, but knew they were demigods nonetheless. Wow, I'm not familiar with this at all. Lightning Thief. I'll have to look that up. Fantastic. What series of books is this? Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I should reach out to him. I haven't been able to sit with him for a while. I'm worried to get too many things going right now because I have to drop and run so much with getting ready for the surgery on March 5th. But I might be able to reach out to him and see if he wants to squeak on a collab before. Thank you, Annie. Yeah, I miss sitting with him. Young adult series called The Lightning Thief by Rick O'Riordan. It's an easy, fun read to save Olympus. Oh, I love that. I'll have to look that up. Thank you. I can remember Lightning Thief because that's basically what Mercury is. The series is called, okay, thank you, Rossi. Thank you. I love that you're always able to find things for me. Everybody who brings their ideas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, it's time to get your own day started for yourself, so I don't want to soak up too much time. What do we have to say here? Diana, my sister Ann is telling me on the phone that rosemary picter is falling off the wall 3 times a day. This is Mark's. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes. Mark's mother's picture. Should she put it away? No. I would put it in just to make sure it's safe, that it is, if it's in glass, that it isn't going to break. And this is Mark coming in, and his mother's on the other side also, right? So this is letting you know they are together, and they see all, and they are with you all. And as the rougher time gets closer, he will be there to make it easier, to make it easier. Oh, thank you. Hit the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So before we leave, let's do my favorite healing prayer with all of us. So let's take 3 deep breaths. Please place us in a steady stream of divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. Michael, wrap your blue bubble of protection around us that shrinks to fit as we step into the healing teal green orb of Raphael that floats and shares and spreads and transfers. The divine white light, the white light of divine guidance and divine grace. For those who are suffering, let us send them love and peace. For the children, the victim of abuse and neglect. For adults who are the victims of abuse and neglect, whether they have survived or carry those scars with them. I love you all. So mote it be. Have a good Super Bowl Sunday, even if you're not into football. It is the celebration of the day. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Peace and out. See you during the week. Bye-bye.